You are viewing this video because you're taking the Records Management course at Pasco Hernando State College. And I am here to talk to you about the Records Management simulation. We do the simulation in Module 6. You're asked to start Module 6 and 7 simultaneously. The reason 7 comes after 6, which it could come, and it's got to come first, is because of the due date. The chapter test that's at the end of Module 7, you do not want to start taking that little quiz until you have totally finished all of the simulation. But you need to start reading chapters 10, 11, 13, and 14 prior to starting this simulation, because it talks about electronic records management, and you're going to be doing electronic records management tasks when you are working through your records management simulation. The records management simulation is broken into 2 parts, and it tells you that right here. It's broken into 2 parts. One part is manual record keeping, and the other part is electronic records management. And in doing electronic records management, you're going to be using Access, but you're also going to be using another program that's put out by Cengage, which is the reason you purchased the code with your package. And I want to demonstrate that to you now. How do you go about doing what I'm calling SAM projects? You have 11 SAM jobs to do. In your manual package that came with the textbook, you have 13 jobs to do. There's other videos on this page of instructions that instruct you what to do with that manual package. And with the manual package, you'll only be turning in a report to me at the very end of doing all of the 13 tasks, and that becomes your grade for that part of the simulation. But in the part of the simulation where you have all these different jobs, 11 of them that are called SAM's jobs, you're going to be submitting an Access file to these drop boxes by the due dates that are listed right here. So how do you do this? First, you go over to Cengage and you log in. And then you get into our course, which is 2017 Spring PHSC Kelly. If you're in my particular course, if you're in someone else's course, then you go into that course that your instructor set up for you. You open the course. When you go into the course, you need to click the list view. The list view lists the whole textbook. And this is an electronic version of the textbook. What you want to do is you go down and you find the SAM projects. Now, the first project, Project 1, is SAM Chapter 3, Project 1A. How do I know that? Because over in Canvas, our course here, it says Job 1 is SAM Chapter 3, Project 1A. So, you have found it. You click on it. What you have to do, and I've already started and did 1 attempt. You have 3 attempts to do this correctly. What you'll do is when you create your Access file, you're going to end up uploading it to SAM, and SAM's going to grade it for you. I made a 0 on mine because I really didn't do it. I just went through it to see if the whole thing worked. So, but the way you do it is you'll click on yours. When you first go in, it's going to say 3 attempts remaining. And you'll click on Start. And it will tell you how many you have. Your screen will actually look like this. And it will say right here, it'll say you have number of submissions you have remaining. It'll be 3. Mine says 2. But what comes next will be the same. What you need to do is you need to download the instructions, and you click on it, and it comes up right here. You'll open the file, and then you save it onto your flash drive or onto the hard drive, wherever you're saving your work. I'm not going to save mine because I've already saved it. So then what you do is you open up the other start file. You open it. It is an access file, and you save it. Then you go back over to access, and what you will do is you will need to enable the content. When you enable the content, you'll have to enable the content before you save it. You enable the content, you click on File, you save it. Well, I've already done that. So I'm just going to close this one out. Now, you go, after you've opened up the start file that show you the instructions, which this is what the instructions look like. What I suggest you do is print these instructions. I find it easier to go step by step by step to have a printout rather than flipping back on my screen. But now if you're good at flipping back on your screen, or you have 2 monitors, great, open up this. But anyway, you have to have your instructions and you follow them along step by step by step. It's very important that you do everything in the exact order that it gives you to do it. And also, when you save your file, it's very important up here where it tells you when you open the file, download and save it with the name, and save it exactly the way they tell you to save it. I'll show you that in a minute. But anyway, you have your instructions. I'm going to close out my instructions right now. So the next thing you do is, after you've done your work, you followed the instructions, you saved your file, you then need to come back into this screen. You get back into Access and you upload your file here for grade. So you click on Choose Files, and you go out and you get your report, whatever it is you're going to submit. I'm going to open it. Notice that well, you can't really see it here. It's not really showing my file name, my total file name, but my total file name is exactly what it says here. Here's my file name. My upload file has to be exactly the same name. If it is not, there it is. And notice that it's the same. If it's not the same, it will not grade your work. Once you get it here, you click on Submit. And after you submit, it goes through these gyrations and it grades your work. And so it says assignment submitted. So now, how do I see what my grade is? So then I need to go back over. I'm going to click on activity information, and it shows me that I have a second attempt. Well, I still haven't done anything, so I still have a 0. We don't want you to have a 0. You have to actually do the work. But anyway, what you do is you click on Review. And when you click on Review, it's going to open up, after you click on Generate Report, it's going to open up the file that your file that you just did, but it's also added one thing. It's added a report right here. Well, for me to see the report, I'm going to click on Enable Content, and then I click on this report, and it's going to show me my grade. It's going to show me what I did right, what I did wrong. And here it is. Now, when I grade your work, this is what I'm going to open up and see. Now you have 3 submissions. After you've done your last submission, you've got to go ahead and submit this to me. So what I want you to submit to me to the Dropbox is your report, your final report. And then I will go into your file, I will open it up, I will see what your score is. That's going to be your score for this particular assignment. And I would have made a 0. We don't want you to make a 0. And then I also will be able to see what you did right and what you did wrong. So, because there's the report. So the way you do this is you click on this and you just go save as, and you save the report wherever you're going to save it. Then you'll get back over, I'm just going to close this out for now. And you get back over into the course, our course, into Canvas, and you'll go down to SAM, and you'll get into SAM, and you'll go ahead and upload your report to me. So that's what you turn in. You'll end up turning in one file. It will be the access file that is the report. This is the end of this presentation.